Good morning, Tutor Ricardo and peers. My name is Nelson Leguizamo, and in this activity number 5, I selected the theme, the past simple tense, to teach to some of my students who study at Sena, and that's why I did the presentation using the software Prezi, the webpage Prezi, and I'm about to start explaining this tense. As you can see on this screen, we have the title, the past simple tense, here on this part of the screen. And I divided the theme into affirmative sentences, negative sentences, yes no questions, how to answer yes no questions, and information questions in past simple. Well, let's see the first slide I created. Well, as you can see, affirmative sentences, I selected some verbs that are regular and the other verbs that are irregular. I also included a video. For a student, it's much easier to understand and to learn when we have the sentence and we make the relation with a picture. And in example number 1, I have Stephen called his mother this morning at 10:30. As example 2, I have the girl opened a new email on hotmail.com. As example 3, we invited many girls to our party. Example 4, Sharon saw an accident in front of her house. Example 5, the teacher gave us some good advice. And example 6, I had eggs, chocolate, and toast for breakfast. So as you can see, the place to put the verbs is after the subject. The subjects in these cases are Stephen, the girl, we, Sharon, the teacher, and I. Then we use the verb in past form. If the verb is regular, as you can see, the verb ends in ed. The last 3 examples are using irregular verbs, which are different. That's the way it works. Well, the second slide for this presentation has to do with negative sentences. It has the same model as the previous slide, with the video, the images, and the sentences. For negative sentences in past simple, the auxiliary verb to work is didn't. Didn't is the contraction of the words did not. As you can see, the verb goes back to its present form. Example number 1 shows, I didn't work yesterday. And you see a man on the hammock. Albert didn't answer the questions. You can see a man worried. The babies didn't cry. A happy father with the babies. The cat didn't eat the bird. You can see these 2 animals in a friendly situation. Erica didn't buy a blouse. You can see Erica buying shoes. We didn't understand the instructions. You can see the students worried because they don't understand what to do. As you can see, as I told you before, the auxiliary verb is didn't to create negative sentences, and the verb, the principal verb, in the present form. Well, now let's continue with the yes no questions form. We also use a video here to see and let the students see the video so they can understand. Well, more images here and the sentences related to every of these images. Well, the auxiliary verb to use is did. As you can see, all the questions start with the auxiliary did. And the verbs in present form, no matter if the verb is regular or irregular. Well, the first question is, did you open the door? And you can see the picture. Question number 2, did James help the old woman? And you can see the picture. Question 3, did the passengers board the plane on time? And you can see the picture too. Did my father find the car keys? The next question, did they go to New York? And the final question, did he send the emails? So as you can see, the structure of a yes/no question is starting with the auxiliary verb did and the verb in present form. Let's move to another slide, which has to do with how to answer yes/no questions. Well, we have different questions but similar in the structure with the previous slide. We have 6 more questions and with the answer included. Well, let's see question number 1. Did she accept the proposal? Let's take a look. Yes, she did. Did Clark dance with Mary? Look at the picture. Yes, he did. Question number 3. Did it rain last night? Yes, it did. So to answer in affirmative form a yes/no question, the first word we got to say alright is yes. Well, let's see what happens with the next 3 questions. Did they get a new car? No, they didn't. So the picture shows that it's a second-hand car. Question 5. Did you take a taxi? No, I didn't. You see a man going on a bus. And the last question is, did he break the arm? No, he didn't. You see a man walking on scratches. Well, this is the simple way to answer a yes/no question in a short form. Well, let's move to the next slide, and it has to do with information questions in past simple. Well, these are different questions because they go exactly. The purpose of this question is to go exactly on a specified item. Question number 1 we find here, where? In Spanish is donde. Next question is what? In Spanish, qué. The next question is when. In Spanish, cuándo. And the final questions we have here is why. In Spanish, ¿por qué? Let's see the first question. Where did you travel? I traveled to Italy. Anytime you need to find out answers about a place or a location, use the question where. Italy is a country, so it represents a place. What? Whenever you need to find out any answer about an object or a situation, you use this question what. What did she say? She said no. That's the answer for the question what. If you need to find out answers about spaces of time or dates or whatever, use the question when. When did he arrive in Ibagué? He arrived here last week. The answer is a space of time. And finally, we have the question why. Why is to find out reasons. Why did they go away? Because they were bored. When you use the question why, pay special attention to the answer that it got to be starting with the word because. Some people use the word because in the question. Never do that because it's a mistake. Alright, this is the end of my presentation. I hope you understand and the past simple tense is understood. Thank you very much for your attention. Goodbye.